we've got some stuff to get into, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. So the last few uploads that we posted here on the channel has been related to this next update, which we should all know is right around the corner, with Brawl Talk slated to be coming out on June 22nd, falling on a Saturday. So very, very soon. And in the most recent video, it kind of took the place of this one here today. We came across some crazy stuff and I feel like it was kind of confusing, and I apologize for that. It was so dang hard to explain, but from that we were able to possibly confirm a few different brawler families that new brawlers would be fitting into in this next update. So make sure to check that out. But in this episode, I'd like to go over the remainder of what makes sense to come out in this update. Basically almost confirmed things coming out, so we have kind of a track record in order. But before we get into that, I am very excited to say that today's video is sponsored by Samsung Galaxy and the wonderful Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. Beautiful. Look at it. If you guys don't know, Samsung Galaxy has been responsible for powering some really epic, amazing content over on the Tribe Gaming YouTube channel, and they're up to it yet again. Chief Pat has unfortunately turned evil, taking over Star Park and trapping OJ, Wasim, and Ben within its borders. And the only way that they can escape is completing a series of masteries, which, guys, I'm telling you, is going to take them days, man, days. I've been following along and it's insanely entertaining seeing them go through what they're going through, so be sure to check it out. That link will be in the description down below. They're live 24/7. Let's hope they can escape Star Park, and once again, this would not be possible without Samsung Galaxy and the wonderful Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. Make sure to check it out for yourself if you're in the market for a brand new device. It is wonderful. Once again, thank you to Samsung Galaxy for sponsoring this video here today, but with that being said, let's get back to the video. Here we go. But getting some of the more obvious ones out of the way that we should know about, but still really important update content coming out here in just a few weeks. We have a tweet from CLB highlighting the 6 hypercharges that are coming out in the update. Dude, we know all the hypercharges before they're released. This is the very first time this has ever happened. Unless more are coming. I have no idea. But we have confirmation for Piper, Gale, Barley, Angelo, Ems, as well as Frank. Super excited to see what they shape up to be. Just from the footage itself, we weren't able to ascertain any gameplay footage of the hypercharges. We were just able to confirm that these brawlers are getting them. Moving along to another really important thing. Speaking of Frank, one of the recipients of the hypercharges in this update, he's also getting a rework. Dude, if you forgot about it, bro, I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do with him. Reworks, like I've said countless times, is one of my favorite things to come to Brawl Stars. It's so much fun. The character feels like a completely new thing. And let's be honest, Frank needs it, dude. He's been in a world of hurt here for some time. A lot of counters. But with those two things out of the way, let's hop around to another really interesting piece of speculation that no one has really talked about so far. I would say inside the community that's super interesting. I've been keeping up with this correlation here for the last few seasons, but we just had to wait for a little bit in order to get more examples of it. But there seems to be a repeating pattern here once again. Taking a look at a tweet from Colin here, he shows that there seems to be some repeating going on. Colin points out here that season 24 was eerily similar to the very first season we've ever gotten inside of Brawl Stars, Tara's Bazaar. It was Sands of Time, right? We are kind of in the desert. And then season 26 was eerily reminiscent of the season 2 Brawl Pass Super City, when we had the Godzilla mode and we were in the city, Godzilla chewing down the city, all that good stuff, right? So if this is a possible pattern that's going on here and they keep this up, the season 28, the one that we are going into, the very first season of the double season Brawl Talk announcement, is possibly going to be related to the gift shop. I've been thinking about this for quite some time now. When it comes to seasons and the themes that accompany them, they always fit into the lore of Star Park, right? Brawl Stars, the themes, the locations all take place in a theme park, which is Star Park. However, in my opinion, I feel like the park is kind of like used up. There's not that much location left for new areas to place in here lore-wise. I started thinking that this could possibly be a problem when we entered the Candyland update, where we didn't have, like, I feel like a spot in Star Park or something that made sense. So we literally went above Star Park, in the sky, in the clouds, for that location to exist and make sense within the realm of Star Park, the amusement park. So possibly a remedy of this is just circling back, reverting to season 1 for a location, right? Where season 1 and this 26 overlap with the Sands of Time and Tara's Bazaar, we could just be revisiting locations in the Star Park. So that could be an answer and a look potentially at what season 28 might be here, something related to the gift shop. And hey, I've kind of given up on throwing this out there, but if that's the case, we might have potential to have some sort of like Star Park lore or Star Park memorabilia. Season 3 was kind of the start of Star Park related things, right? But yeah, really interesting pattern. We'll have to see if this actually takes place. If it's related whatsoever to the gift shop, we might have another blueprint or template to go off of. But now that we have that out of the way, let's get into more content pieces that might make sense to come out in the update. One that we have talked about so often here on the channel now, but that is the potential hypercharge Mortis skins that came from that survey some time ago. We have something related to like knights and royal stuff with knights and dragons up there at the top row, but then we also have demons and angels. So if that's the case, and some of our recent speculation comes true with a potential Ash and Grom member of the family, right, getting like a castle courtyard trio filled up, it might make sense to see at least that top row there, but at least it has been part of conversation that this might be coming out in the update. Seeing that I brought it up, just to touch on it one more time, basically the ramblings of the last upload that I posted on the channel. We ended up coming across a interesting pattern with the releases of brawlers kind of in an interesting order of brawler families being filled up, duos from solos to absolutely filled. And basically the TLDR of that whole synopsis, if you want to watch it, make sure to do so, is there is a very likely possibility if this continues that the castle courtyard trio could be filled up along with a brawler fitting into the Bazaar Circus duo now, if that is the case. The most likely from the pattern that we saw is Bazaar Circus, a brawler fitting in there. But also it could make sense to have the Castle Courtyard as well as Candyland brawlers fitting into those. So we'll have to wait and see if that takes place, but at least I want to put it in this video seeing that it's recent speculation and it might come true if the pattern holds. Moving along to a somewhat recent speculation that might hold true, but there's been a lot of things related to soccer or football recently in the Supercell space and kind of positioning itself in Brawl Stars as well. If you guys didn't know, Clash of Clans had a huge collab with a very famous soccer player or football player, and it did really well, so Brawl Stars might be taking note of that. We had mentioned that on the Supercell store for creators, you can purchase skin with this currency, and all the stuff that we could purchase, or a good portion of it, was related to soccer. So we have the mascot Daryl, football Bonnie, as well as the Vuvuzela pins. While at the same time, there was a discovery of a profile icon not having much description to it or anything like that. So maybe some event or skins coming out that's related to football or soccer, and maybe if it's drastic, a collaboration with a soccer team or a soccer player, kind of like what Clash of Clans did. So we'll have to wait and see. It's kind of a loose speculation, but it's something that people have talked about. Moving along, I wouldn't blame you guys if you ended up forgetting about this, because there's just been so much craziness happening all the time inside of Brawl Stars. But there was a Supercell Make campaign that makes a ton of sense to come out here, seeing that it is the summer update that we're moving into. But it was for Mr. P as well as Amber. The winners of it was Dragon Fruit Mr. P. It's so freaking adorable. I mean, come on, look at it. As well as Roller Skater Amber, bro. So if you ask me, it would make the most sense for these skins to come to the game within this next update. So we could look forward to these finally dropping in game in the next update, right? But then wrapping things up with some more recent, heavier speculation here. There's an individual in the community who goes by Chosen. We actually just recently brought him up in a recent video where he was the first person that, or at least that I heard from, that came up with that football or soccer theory, some bizarre stuff going on with soccer or football. But he ended up mentioning some time ago that there was a tweet somewhere that there might be a Trophy Road rework, but he wasn't able to find the proof or the evidence where he saw it. So I'm just throwing that out loosely. I like to just kind of bring up stuff that I hear inside of the community when it comes to these like speculation videos. So I wouldn't take that super seriously, especially if we don't have evidence. But if it's something being discussed loosely, I felt like it might be interesting to bring up, at least with all of you guys, speculation based stuff. But then the final interesting point that I wanted to bring up with all of you guys in regards to those hypercharged Mortis skins, the Angel and Demon one, I feel like we've never really had a good explanation for what it would make sense to come out in, right? A update theme or something like that. Recently, with the release of Draco and the collaboration with the band Dragon Force, the setting that they were in, or at least Draco was present in, was very demonic. There was like fire and lava and stuff. And seeing that we have like dragons with Draco, it might be a nice little like entry point, piggyback to the theme itself that is in regard to that Angel and Demon theme. As you guys know, we do get 2 seasons every single Brawl Talk, one of which could be related to that gift shop, if that is the case. But then we get a different one, which I don't know its significance, and I don't know if it's like related to lore inside of Star Park, but we're now inside of Cyber Brawl, where the first one was Godzilla, which might have been related to the season 2 Brawl Pass, but this one is that like secondary one. And I do want to mention, in a past skin survey that we had mentioned in the past on the channel, these Cyber Brawl skins were in there, much like the Angel and Demon hypercharge Mortis skin, and the Cyber Brawl skins were a good proponent or a look at a future Brawl Pass season, right? So these demonic Angel, Demon, Mortis skins, Knights and Dragon Mortis skins might be doing the same thing here. That's obviously pretty loose speculation, but it's important to take these things serious whenever Brawl Stars does things like this. It's pretty dang loose speculation, but it's important to take note of. Basically, the Brawl Stars dev team, in my eyes, don't do anything without a purpose, bro. And themes like this, when the Draco animation came out with the collaboration with Dragon Force, I mean, it is brimming with that like demonic vibe. And not to mention, the very beginning of the animation, we can see roller coasters and stuff like that. So this very well could be a location within Star Park, and we can even see a kind of confirmation there in the lower left hand corner of welcome to Star Park, right? So I don't know, bro. Hey, maybe a gift shop season, and then maybe some sort of demonic Angel Demon season, which could produce some really epic skins if you ask me. So, but I thought I'd throw it out there for some more speculation. We'll see if it comes true. But yeah, man, that's just about all I got for you. That's pretty much so all, or at least all that I can remember. That's pretty much so confirmed for this next update. And as we are getting closer and closer to that Brawl Talk date, we'll be able to get even more sneak peeks and juicy Easter eggs once the Brawl Stars dev team decides to post those over on social media. So be sure to stay tuned for those. It's going to be hype. You guys know I always try to do my best to keep you guys in the loop on that stuff. But yeah, everyone, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks for stopping by, hanging out with your boy Ray, and yeah, we'll be talking super soon. Adios and take care.